Easy stuff first. Tongs. A whisk. A wooden spoon. This is a very good wooden spatula. This is a rice spatula. It's made for plastic for rice bowls. This here is for eggs and stuff like that you want to keep a shape while you use it in the pan. It's another one of those. A wide angle spatula. Never really use these very much. I don't feel like they have that much of a purpose. Another whisk. A little bowl for chopped onions and stuff like that. Let's see here. We have obviously a wine opener. This is obviously a meat tenderizer with another wine opener. I wanted to have these because I wanted to put these into the oil jars and like have like that professional look. All right, this I like a lot. Is even though it's missing a handle. It used to have a wood handle here. You'd hold it like this. It's a handheld blender. This is an item I'm going to guess that 99.9% of you have no idea what this is for, but I do. I remember what this is for. What this is for is, it is for taking jars out of boiling water. If you're using a mason jar and you're making pickles or something like that, and you have to boil it inside, with the top on and stuff like that, you put this in there, close it, pull it out, pull your mason jar out. Obviously, some measuring cups, some more measuring cups. These are spaghetti spatulas. Never used them very much, but I don't see why not. It looks like it's pretty good shape. Some useless plastic. No, these aren't plastic. These are metal chopsticks. I don't know why they ever made metal chopsticks. They are the worst. The cheapest chopsticks that there are, they're made of bamboo, are the best chopsticks in my opinion. Here we have another can opener. Wow, another meat tenderizer. We're not gonna run out of meat tenderizers. What's this? This is, oh yes, I had a wok and I wanted to have a professional wok spatula. And we still have the wok, it's behind me on the wall. This is an item that goes together like this. It's plastic, it's inside like this. And I'm going to get, and this would go in here like that, I think. But anyway, this is for pressing cheese. So you would have your cheese and your cheesecloth. Cheesecloth's over there right now. I don't know if you can see it right over there. Cheese is not that difficult to make, but it's also not the easiest thing to make because you have to have some like activators that I can't get that very easily here in Thailand. Now, this is something I want to ask you guys. What the heck is this for? It's not a pogo stick. Boing, 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 boing. What the heck is this thing? Does anybody have any idea what this is? All right, this is an absolutely nice, wonderful invention. What this is, it is a potato masher, right? So it opens up like this, and you steam your potato, you boil your potatoes, cut them into portions that can fit inside of here. You put them in here, you put that here, slide over like this, squish, and instantly mashed potatoes. Very nice tool. I like that very much. Here is a set of tongs. I don't know where that came from, why it's not being used. Here is another thing for ingredients that you might want to put on the side. It's like a little stainless steel stainless steel plate. This, if you don't know, is, you probably guessed what it is. It's a pizza slicer, right? So you slice your pizzas like that, rather than use the traditional pizza slicer, which is like this. You know, works a little bit better. Here we have another spatula. Let's see. This I still don't know what it's for. I bought it years and years ago. I thought it was for mashing potatoes or something like that. But looks like the end got kind of bent. Okay, we have some funnels. We have some apple slicers. These are nice, you know, you just get your apple, slice it, boom. These are boiled egg slicers. Have two of them. Now, here is something nice. You ever want to make some lemonade? Well, here's what all you got to do is put your you cut your lemon in half, put it in there, and then you just squeeze it, and you get lemon juice or lime juice. Everybody knows what measuring cups look like. This is a flour sifter, so you would try to sift out some your finer flour. A grater. Everybody knows what a grater is if you've ever been in the kitchen. So we have one of those. And then we have a non-functioning, useless, waste of money ice cream scoop, which I don't even think I want to try to fix. But ideally, this piece would be up in there, and you squeeze it, and you squeeze out the ice cream. We don't have ice cream. We don't eat ice cream. We live in Thailand. And we have an ice cream scoop here, which is far superior, just in the fact that it's just an ice cream scoop. So, boom, I have that. What else do we have? Well, here we have, all of these are cheese cloths. So for making cheese, like, making mozzarella, which is very easy. Spatula, always gotta need a spatula. It's not. I mean, I guess the technical term would be a spatula, but these are very handy for scraping off difficult surfaces. More cheesecloth, and then let's go over here to the last drawer. Let's see if you guys can see that properly right there. We're gonna go. So we have that pizza. We have that pizza wheel. We have a professional grill spatula. Nice wood spatula. These are made from bamboo, which is really nice when you get stuff that's made from bamboo, because bamboo is super renewable and wonderful. Aha! We have something that you might not know what it is. This is an icing instrument. You use that to ice your cakes. Here we have another spatula. I love these, and these are always good. These are garlic presses, right? So rather than just mincing your garlic, you can press it in one of these. You get finely pressed garlic. Really useful. I enjoy those. We have here a couple of spoons for stirring. Aha! I found something that I did want to find. I've been looking for this sort of semi-consciously since I got back here in Thailand about 6 months ago. Measuring spoons. I'm going to put that on the side because I'm going to use that. Boom! Put that on the side. Now, this is a useless tongs. Why they make these like this with the fork on one side? It's like a spork tong. I don't know what they were thinking. These are some soup or condiment spoons. Put that on the side. Measuring cup. What was that? A half a cup? I'm going to put that on the side too. I'm going to need those. Here is a very nice, high quality spatula, which we'll never use here because the pans that we have are generally used for with Teflon and stuff like that. So useless. More useless stuff, except this one here is a little bit stronger, higher quality. I would use this again. This one, I could probably just bend it if I just put a little bit of force to it. So garbage. This is not garbage. Wood spoons. I use these days to mix my dough. I don't use this side, but you know, you use it for salad. But I use it to mix my dough. Another bamboo spatula. Like I said, bamboo is super renewable and super cheap, and they should be making more things out of bamboo. You can make bamboo knives. This one could go straight into the garbage. It is a pasta spatula, and it's misformed. Aha! Well, we found our first ladle. Thank goodness, we'll ladle out some soup sometime. That's nice. Put that on the side. Keep that. Another spatula. I don't know how we got so many spatulas. This is incredible. Okay, this is a this is a vegetable peeler of some sorts. I don't know why they ever made anything like this. I mean, like, it's like why? Anyway, slotted spoon. Slotted spoons are very good for taking things out of boiling water and stuff like that. This is the only slotted spoon we have. It's a very nice, good quality metal, so I will be keeping that. Here is a proper vegetable peeler. We have more than one, so this is one that hasn't been used for a while. That's why it's a little sort of got a little patina on it. And wow, this needs to be washed if we want to use it. Is a nice spatula. Guess what? More tongs, and these are the totally cheap garbage tongs, which will bend under if you breathe too hard on them. This is a fairly decent, even though it looks, you know, it's thin plastic and stuff like that, but this is really good for dough. I'm going to put that on the side because I still make stuff with dough. This is a piece of garbage, plastic cake cutter. Here's more of those funnels that I was talking about that I want to put in the salad dressing and olive oil. I'll put that on the side with the other one. And what is this? These are some fancy chopsticks. Never fall for it and buy fancy chopsticks, because when they're made of metal or some sort of material like this, like whatever this material this is made out of, there's no traction. So those really cheap bamboo chopsticks are the best. These are just decorative items, and they're difficult to use. Aha, we have a cake cutter made out of metal, some sort of metal, or a bread cutter, I suppose. Look at this, another spoon, but this time look at this one. It is total garbage, and it's going into the garbage. Let me put that in the special garbage pile. A soup spoon. Asian soup spoons are always very good. And if you have a blender, which I don't know what happened to the blender, you could use these for blending. Now we have another ladle, which we already looked at. Oh, look at this. We have another vegetable peeler and another rice pusher. Let's see here. Here we have something which I'm going to put on the side because we do use these. I'm not a terrible fan of them, of the extra long handled type of spoon and fork, but we need spoons and forks to eat with, so put that aside. My wife is a big she's a little bit of a hoarder. She collects these things, never uses them, and I've been secretly throwing them out, and she doesn't know, so I'm going to throw this one out too. Okay, these two things are going to go back onto this thing, which I put over here, right? Because they belong together in a set. Measuring spoons. And this here is, well, I guess a steak knife. I don't know what it's doing in this drawer, but I have a special use for this because the fellow that lives downstairs likes these things, and I don't particularly care for them. So I'll give that to him. Hey, look at this, another Asian spoon. These are quite nice, but they are for, mixing your coffee, right? Unfortunately, they're not that strong, and I think this is the last surviving one that we have. Boom. Hey, look at this. This one can also go straight in the garbage. Look at that. Look at it. It just bends with age. It's made out of really cheap material, apparently. But it looked good when it was brand new, so I'm going to put that in the garbage also. And here, look at this. How the heck do we have another one of these strange looking... Listen, anybody in the chat, please let me know what the heck are these for fancy vegetable skinning or whatever you call it. I don't know. Here we have a cheese grater. You can always use this. This is not bad. And I'm testing the strength. It's just pretty good. Not a bad strength. This is obviously a non-metal, but it's a plastic bread flour scraper. This I'm going to put on the side because I want to wash that because I am definitely going to use that. Here is a really cheap knife that I mean it's like such a bad knife. Like I don't even know what you'd use it for because it's like you can't cut vegetables. It's not a chef's knife. It's a whatever. It's not very strong. I would just think it's probably more of a deadly weapon than it is useful for eating or cooking. Anyway, I don't know what we're going to do with that. Here is something I'm going to definitely put in the garbage. Another plastic cake knife. I think my wife might have been collecting these, but little does she know, I'm going to throw them in the garbage. Okay, now, look at this. Now, and then we have another useless knife. Kind of like really cheap material. I'm going to give it to the guy downstairs. He likes that. He likes to have knives. I'm going to give him this one too. He likes to have these kinds of things. And that's it, folks. That is the empty drawer. So we see everything, all these kitchen supplies and tools and stuff like that we've been collected over the years. And I think I'm going to end up putting these cheesecloths to permanent rest soon, and some of the other things too, like this ice cream thing is definitely going in the garbage. Although, if I let my wife know, she'll say, "Well, you might be able to use a part or something like a part." I just gotta sneak it out in the garbage. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching, for going through the miscellaneous kitchen tools. Took years to collect.